is or no?
Sneaky, huh?
Used to not even say that.
Yeah, it gives us an option to leave now when you start your recording. It's kind of funny.
That's not one I want to share.
It looks good.
Yeah, thanks, yeah. This is what I want to share. There we go. You guys, yep, you can see my slide. I got another monitor up on here. So now let me see if I can skip though. Perfect. Awesome. So we had our first team meeting training last week, hence the slideshow. Pretty cool, huh? Last team meeting was pretty good. Went through a lot of the events. I'm going to recap some of that this time. So this is to keep me in order. You guys interrupt me at any time so we can have discussion and talk about some things, but I just wanted to put on here what I wanted to talk about and announcements to tell you guys about things that we're working on. And we'll talk about our event we had last week, which went off really awesome. So anybody want to unmute themselves and talk about a win for last week? Obviously, we're going to talk about the Top Golf event. I think that was a huge win. So we're going to share some thoughts for those of us that participated in that when we get to that slide. But anybody with clients, friends, transactions, anybody got anything they want to share? Hi.
Hi.
Did you know that I took your keys to the office?
I
Got all the way here. Nobody, no wins. Well, Lynn has a win. Slide on home.
Okay, so I have a client that we sold her townhome, and so we have a really short, well, we have a long lease back. It's actually 2 months. So it's really common here in Utah right now for us to do lease backs when we sell a property because it's hard to find another one. So I have lost on quite a few and trying to find her another townhome. And this last week, I actually lost on another one. It was like 10 o'clock at night, last minute, a couple deals. What was that?
I said always.
It was like 10 o'clock at
What's
night,
the price range?
400.
Okay.
So $400,000 townhome. Anyway, I was in the lead. I was communicating. This is so vital, you guys communicating with the other agent. So we were talking a lot. And then last minute, he tells me, oh my gosh, Lynn, I got this great offer. It's $10,000 non-refundable earnest money. Took off all the contingencies. And the last one I saw that sold in there sold at $370, and it was for sale for $374. But she actually, the person who had put in the offer that had no contingencies, everything, went in at $395. So of course it made complete sense for them to take that offer, right? But sometimes you got to look up the agents on the other side. You got to see, okay, this person that's bringing in this offer that's too good to be true. Are they someone that closes a lot of deals? Are they somebody that, you know, is actually an experienced agent? And what happened was 48 hours later, they canceled on him. They had not put the $10,000 earnest money in the brokerage account. So now what has to happen is that they have to go after that person because they did accept that offer and they turned all of us away. And so now there's a battle. So there's a battle for the client who is selling the house that was super excited about making $20,000 more, plus $10,000 non-refundable. Oops.
Sammy's on there.
I always
Sorry, Sammy.
Anyway, so now there's this battle. And so what I just want to,
What's your win?
my win is that I got it. He came back to me and he said, Lynn, are you still in? And so we talked about it. We talked about that transaction. But I guess why I wanted to tell the whole backstory is that I hope that people on our team really think twice about doing a lot of non-refundable earnest money upon acceptance on a contract. It's a scary thing to do. So anyway, that was my huge win. I'm under contract. We have our inspection today. Super excited about that.
Well, I'm just glad we're not on the other side of that transaction, have a client that put a $10,000 earnest money in their offer and then cancels before they even deposit it. And now they're somebody's filing a complaint. Somebody's gonna maybe go to mediation over this, but contractually to not have any contingencies at all and $10,000 earnest money, non-refundable upon acceptance. you better have your freaking ducks in a row, right? You better be ready to close on that damn thing. I would hate to be the agent involved in that, actually allowed that to happen. But anyway, good for you, get it under contract, nice.
Do you have
I've
any-
got another one. Lynn is set to also hit Icon next month. So that's another one.
Three timer.
Yeah.
Nice job. Who's raising their hand there? Oh, that was Ashley.
Okay, so Sammy and Ashley, you guys have any wins from this week?
No worries. You just said you
tried
put
to
somebody
get-
under contract?
No, I didn't get one.
Oh, you didn't get one under contract. That's how Lynn started her story too. Like you didn't get a couple.
You know what, though?
It's still tough
I
out
didn't
there.
get, yeah, I mean, it's a 350,
Mm.
so it's hard.
It's okay. But you guys did have a win at Top Golf. They totally had wins
We'll
at
get
Top
to that.
Golf.
We'll get to that. Okay, new agent. I think I failed last week to mention that Matt had just passed his test. Matt's sitting right here. Or you can wave up there. So he's the newest agent here on the team, so I want to acknowledge that. Way to go.
Congratulations.
Does anybody have new listings that are coming up or that just hit this weekend?
I got one in Daybreak. Got 625.
Talk about it.
Daybreak 625. Really, it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful house. Really well taken care of. I wouldn't have to do much to get it ready.
Nice.
So
You've been doing a lot out in Daybreak.
yeah.
Is that
Six-
from your open houses that you've been doing?
No,
or-
it's just referrals and pat. I mean, just pure chance. I know I've done a lot of Daybreak.
Just be in here.
Yeah,
So 625 in Daybreak, how many square feet is that?
it's right at 3,000.
3,000 finished?
Mhm.
Cool. Awesome. If nobody else, we'll move on. What about buyer needs? Obviously you've got one in the 350 range. I've got one in the 350 range. We're actually working now with, it's kind of how all these events and all the stuff we were doing, kind of just lead the new stuff. So Chase and I are working with our young couple that did the videography at our couples panel that we did. Hadn't met them before, but of course, now that they're in our world, we start talking about real estate because I don't know how to talk about anything else. And so we're helping them get into a house. So that's kind of awesome. You going out this afternoon, Joan? Properties? Cool. So that's in the 350 range, Utah County. Their dad actually said, well, we can't find anything, why don't we just build? Let's see if we can find a lot. And I'm like, how likely do you think we're gonna buy a lot and build and stay in that price range? Probably about zero. So, but you gotta take them through that process, right? Like I've got to show them the lots. There's like 4 under 200,000 in like all of Utah County and Salt Lake County. And one of them's not even buildable. The other are in a subdivision where you have to use their builder. And all subdivisions are gonna have minimum build requirements too, right? You're not gonna build or stick a modular on this lot to stay under 350 in this neighborhood that's building 3,500 square foot homes, right? So even if the lot is affordable, it's not gonna happen. So
Sometimes it's education, right?
it is.
Like, I'm working with a professor at UVU right now. He's qualified up to 500, but he wants to stay under 400 for his monthly payment. And it only took 3 or 4 houses in that range. He owns a single family in Salt Lake County.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, let's go ahead and bump that up.
Yes, I want the $500,000
Yeah.
house, 400,000, but now it doesn't exist. I might have to go.
Sometimes you spend a little bit of time just educating.
You do. In fact, I went down with these young kids, even though they weren't all the way done with the pre-qual, because dad's co-signing and dad makes plenty of money, he could just buy it on his own. So I know what's gonna happen. I talked to the lender just to start that process.
Mhm.
They identified a 1922 build, the year 1922. It's a 100-year-old home. And total square footage was including the unfinished shelf basement, right? It's like Salt Lake, but
Yeah.
this one's down in Provo. Same type of bungalows. And so they don't have a baseline yet. So I identified one that was a townhome, it was a little bit cheaper. So with the HOA fee, the payment was gonna, and the debt service was gonna be about the same, but it was built in 2003. So now showing them these 2 different products, I can guide them to what not to show them in the future and give them that baseline. But it is a process, and I always tell them where I'm eventually gonna get them. But giving them permission to let me take them on the journey, because I can't just say, hey, this is the way it's gotta be, this is the way it's gonna be, because I know where we're gonna end up, but they can't just jump there, right? They just can't get there that quick.
We need to do that so they know that they're the most important thing, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's more about us.
Right. So let's talk about next week's training. Next week's training is, or actually this week's training, on Wednesday, it's a 2-hour class. We normally only do a 1-hour class. So Nate up there in Oregon, I haven't talked to this instructor. I don't think he has CE approved in other states, but I'm gonna check, but I do know that it's CE credit in Utah. And Tara, probably not for you, as far away. Sometimes our instructors are approved in the neighboring states, like we might have like Idaho and Nevada, or Washington and Oregon, even sometimes, the western states here, but not gonna go that far. But it's still a great class. So still join in, CE credits. This is a great invite. I made a post on my Facebook page about this, and I've got 2 or 3 agents from other brokerages that signed up because it's a CE credit class, right? I not every time, but I often share it on Facebook, so other agents will see what we're doing and be just that relationship build. Plus, I have a short list of agents that I've already talked to that have either attended another training or have said they're interested in it. And they don't always come, but I invite them all the time. They kind of see what we're doing. So we could get some other agents as well. This isn't just for us.
Since it's a 2-hour class, do we have a sponsor that's going to bring lunch? Because I think that also brings people, they want to come into the office.
Well, as you know, when we don't have a sponsor that brings lunch, we're having pizza.
That pizza was so good last week.
Right.
What's that from?
Papa John's.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah. So on the days where the sponsor either has to cancel or I don't have one scheduled, you guys can invite all of your vendors too. We're booked out into December for our trainings, but the sponsors are, I don't ask, I guess, often enough for the sponsors. Sometimes people just volunteer, but it's great
We've
for
gotten
them.
a lot of business from our team, so it actually is a really good thing for anybody you know that needs more business or wants more business.
Yeah, they're not, it's just not for my contacts. I think I made a post in our Facebook group and the link's in there for the sponsor sign up, or you can go to weareteamlimitless.com and it's got the registration links in there. And that's we with the letter R, not spelled out. But there's gonna link for instructor sign up and for sponsor signups there, so you can share the people that do good in your world and in your business, right? Because they, like Lynn said, they all get business. When they come in here, somebody's gonna meet them. Oh, I don't have a home inspector. I'll try you out. If we're sharing them, there's gotta be some value there, because I don't intentionally invite somebody that's not going to make me look good by referring them out. And so we're sharing good quality people. So 2-hour class on Wednesday, we're excited about that. Another thing that we want to do that I want to remind you, and I'll do mine to kind of set the example, I haven't done that yet, but we want to put some, when people do go to either Better Agent Experience or We Are Team Limitless to see the team, it's like, what are these about? You know, Top Golf, we have the big banner up there. I want to create that curiosity of why they should look at our team, because people are looking at EXP, right? They're looking at EXP. Then their next choice is, well, who in this area is with EXP that I might want to align myself with? So some of these events we're doing are to just make us be seen, to be noticed, to reach out and invite people. You guys had some non-EXP agents there, right? At least I met Bridger. Yeah. And I think you-
Brandon and Sadie and Dawn.
Awesome. Four agents from other, and I had a bunch too. And so I'm excited to follow up with them and see how that went. Well, we'll talk about the Top Golf here in a second. I want to talk about that first, because it went off really well. It was exciting. But just a short little video testimonial, you know, maybe why you joined EXP, why you like collaborating with our team. And we're gonna make it so that when somebody is looking, they see you. You know, I don't want every video on there to be me and Lynn, right? I want them to meet you guys as well and make connections, so that when they inquire about, hey, you know, I saw your page or whatever, we could say, well, you know, we can link them back to you guys. So if you're seen on there, somebody will go, oh my gosh, I know Sammy, oh my gosh. So
If you realize how important that is, because there's people joining without sponsors, there's people joining with sponsors that are somewhere else, and then they feel left out. And so we want people to see our team so that they want to join you guys, instead of just joining EXP without a sponsor, then they don't have a place to plug into.
yeah. It does make a difference when we're aligned, you know, this way, because none of us really have the bandwidth to duplicate what Kristen's trying to do and take care of all the agents in the state, right? So it's kind of a little bit, not selfish, but I mean, the focus first and primarily is going to be with our team. Oh, let me go back to that. So Matt is here. Dave, unfortunately, is at a funeral today for his grandpa, so he probably won't.
No, he's
Be here
gonna
all day.
checked- Yeah, he's checked out.
Last week, we at 10:30 after this team meeting, and I gotta rip along faster, but Dave and Matt have a company that has a platform that I've been using as a CRM that is a little bit better for agent attraction than KV Core is. Not that I really want to have just another tool to manage, but it does a lot of things and it's more customizable than KV Core for certain campaigns and emails and follow-up systems and whatnot. So I've been using that. They did an introductory training last week. We're gonna do another one at 10:30. The Zoom link or webinar link is in the Team Limitless Facebook group.
Yep,
I saw
yeah,
that
I
post.
posted it, and we're gonna be going over kind of the back end of the events and kind of brainstorming what you guys wanna do. I have some ideas but we wanna get your ideas too, and then have an implementation for the following week based on this week's meeting.
Yep. If that's something that you're interested in, of course, join us. If it's something that would be a diversion and distraction from you doing your normal business, skip out on it. They are recording this. We'll catch you up later. Okay, as a reminder, what Kristen is doing, I want you guys to be able to just kind of refresh your memory on what she's doing so that we all plug into it. This is actually her week for team meeting, but she's on vacation. So I just sent out the link, let's get together anyway, right? But every other week she does a team meeting. We're plugging in on the alternates and doing our own team meeting. Thursdays, she does a Zoom training and it's all on getting business. It's all on lead generation, closing transactions, marketing, SOI touches. The theme is to getting new business and she does a really good job. She always has a new tool or specialty, something to share that you can implement. Again, don't get overwhelmed about everything. You'll resonate with something. Don't try and do everything. Pick something that fits your personality. Oh yeah, she posted the link in the workplace group because we moved to Facebook because it was hard for people to always check a login in workplace and Facebook and all this stuff. So we moved out of workplace. And I think our Facebook, we're getting more engagement on Facebook because we're looking at our notifications from Facebook anyway. That's where our business pages, it's where our personal pages and the people we follow. So I usually take that link and put it in our Facebook group. If your notifications aren't turned on in workplace, watch for it on our Facebook group. There's also a Google Drive document, lots of them actually. I've pinned a post in our Facebook group that has the link to Kristen's Google Drive doc. Lots of helpful, and I think I even have a slide on here that I added, contact information, like who do I call when, right? They have a broker in the broker room. You go into EXP World, you go to broker operations, click on Utah, go in there. Utah has its own offices. There's a self-help room and there's a training videos room in there that you can go in there and find a lot of things that you're looking for. This is one that she was shared on email. Some of you may have already seen this, but the reason I did this, you guys could take a screenshot of that if you wanted, because look what we have. And I'm excited about this because when we joined, we didn't have anybody besides Eric and I really to help with these processes. But we got Cody that is in charge of SkySlope and contracts and compliance. He's full time. If you have any transaction questions, you can get him on workplace chat. You can go into EXP World and go to the broker room. He's in there. Every time I've gone in there, he's been there and he's walked his avatar right up to greet me and ask me what I needed. So he is awesome when it comes to transaction stuff. We also have Anna and Mary Jo. I haven't talked to either one of them, but they're over the commissions and your disbursement authorizations. So if you're having trouble getting paid, or maybe something in SkySlope didn't get reviewed and you're wondering why you didn't get your check, that you got two contacts there. Christy and Selkie are awesome. They've helped me with a lot of things and they're very accessible. You can use their email, or again, you can go into EXP World and just ask whoever is in the broker's office how to get in touch with them. Cody usually is in there. He'll leave. He'll say, hey, just wait right here, and he'll leave and go grab one of them. And also they pop up their little avatar next to me and we have a conversation, and they're very helpful. But these email addresses, we'll get to them as well. And then onboarding, Kiera. So onboarding is huge, right? we're busy. We want to help our new agents that are coming on, but knowing that we have actually staff that can help us with that burden has made a huge difference, because it can take a while. If you're sitting down with somebody and while they're filling out the application, that's an hour you won't get back, right? But if you can guide them to somebody that they're getting, that's their job. To have this staff is so huge for us. It's a great change. So anyway, pins, you'll find all this stuff pinned to our Facebook group if you want to. I showed this last time just to encourage you guys what EXP has to offer. And I shared this last time, just a screenshot of my personal EXP organization and what that has done for us. I get more excited about this for what this could do for somebody else. Having a residual income that is this duplicatable and attainable. And I see the people that have been in EXP longer than I am. And I know that if I stay the course, I'm going to end up where they are. It can't happen any other way. Unless everybody just quit, right? And that's why we're doing events, we're doing all these things so you can meet new people, they can see that they have something to plug into. The biggest negative comment I get about joining EXP is they feel lost. It's like, where's my group? Where's my people? So we're trying to create a tribe so they feel like they're plugging into a group of people that are like them. And we tend to attract people that are like us, right? I don't want everybody. I'm not out there trying to get numbers and masses, because I like hanging out with you guys. And there's some agents I wouldn't want to hang out with, just put it that way. But I also, encourages me to help people not be so reliant on transactions and the ebb and flow of how many you might have seasonally or none. This is predictable, and real estate's not predictable. So anyway, I just shared with that.
I've been hearing a lot of agents that are talking about that they're really slow. And if you had an organization like this growing, that would definitely help with that, because it obviously helps you pay your bills and you're not as stressed about those deals that you need to get done.
Right.
And so it's actually, when you really have something for people to plug into and a tribe that they can follow and be a part of, it's so different than what I'm seeing kind of across Utah.
And I use Eric as an example a lot when we do the EXP overview, because he sells a lot more real estate than a capping agent. So even if Eric slows down and has, this year has just been horrible for him, volume wise, he's probably very likely to still cap, which means the revenue that goes to EXP is still going to be shared back with me. And that's what I mean when it's predictable. If you have producing agents on your team, they may have fluctuations in their business, but this part won't fluctuate as much, right? So it's pretty exciting. Anybody have anything to add on that? Questions, comments?
I'll just say, when I look at that, I think when I look at your example, this is why agents go to broker school, take the test, invest in a building, and invest their life to start their own brokerage, so they can have some consistent, residual and start to build a team. And we don't have to
Leverage
do any of
income.
that.
Yeah.
All we have to do is share our experience with EXP, and we can grow what other brokers take forever to get.
Yeah, it's quite.
And it's harder. It's a lot harder to start a brokerage, right?
I look at what he's saying, and like in the recession, when my mom had the $1 million building and she had grown Keller Williams, and Keller Williams was losing agents, and she literally had to lose her building to short sale. And that's what happens when you have your own brokerage, is that when everyone is having a hard time.
This is the same thing though,
Got those
right?
bills.
Tier 1 is your brokerage.
Yeah.
But you actually benefit if they decide that they want to tell somebody about EXP and they come over as well. Matt, I think you're on 6 or 7 for me,
Yeah.
right? So you can see from these numbers too, right? A lot of times your tier 1 will start out as being the smallest one. You can see there's not a lot of building going on in this particular organization, because it's all on tier 1 and 2, 22 people and 25 people. And then as it goes down, it gets smaller. But you know what? We got agents on there that are concentrating on doing deals. So not everybody's going to do this, but even when the numbers get smaller as they go down, we still get compensated a little bit on every single level, right? And so I don't have all 7 levels. open, but I get residual income when a transaction closes on all 7 levels. And then as these people, maybe it's next year, maybe it's 2 years down the road, as some of these agents have more time, or they get more excited about doing this, or you know what, they're just making relationships by hopefully hosting events and socializing and hanging out with other agents that come to them and ask them. So tell me about this EXP.
And we're only showing you this because that's why we're putting on the events, is for you guys to invite people and show them what we have going on. So we can create this for you guys. That's why we're showing it to you, because a lot of our group they're not concentrating on this at all, but this is a really great part about EXP is this residual and the stock ownership. The stock ownership, I was looking at my books at how much I've invested in the stock compared to what my stock worth is because of my $16,000, reimbursement on capping and just our team growth. I've like maybe invested like $40,000 and it's like worth what, 400,000 right now? It's,
Deals.
It fluctuates a little bit,
yeah, it does.
but
What was that?
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, one other thought, just real quick on this, is October, November, December generally is a month that agents slow down a little bit. And it's because business slows down a little, but agents kind of slow down a lot, right? They kind of get into the holiday feel. If you notice that a lot of agents do, a smaller percent of agents do a lot more of the business because a lot of agents kind of slow down and check out a little bit coming holidays. So the reason I bring that up is a lot of agents have more time, right? This time of year, they're more open to looking at, other sources of income. And they're like, man, I wish I had a couple more deals. And they're kind of thinking about their income dropping just a little bit this next few months. So this is a really good time to talk to agents. It's hard in this, like this 6 months ago, 4 months ago. Good agents were busy.
Right.
But we have an opportunity over the next few months to it's just kind of a more friendly,
Easier to make
time
connections.
to.
That's a really good point. And then
For
also
time.
New Year's resolutions.
For
right?
sure, yeah.
Well,
I want
people
to
start
look at
waiting
that.
for New Year's resolutions in
Yes.
October, November.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
so very few agents are like sprinting to the finish line. I gotta get my Q4 numbers up or whatever. It's just like, better luck next year.
DL has a question.
I guess. DL, you got something to add, buddy? Unmute yourself.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
It's good to be. I didn't really unplug. I just been working a retarded schedule, but are these screens here, are these going to be available in the group like as a pinned post?
Yes, in fact, in the
Slide deck is that was the phrase I was looking for.
I'm sharing with our team. It's a private group. I'm okay with that. Last week, DL kind of did the first team meeting. I actually uploaded the recording of the team meeting and the slide deck from last week. I'll do the same for today's team meeting. For one, it's on some of the event slides that I'm going to share with you, upcoming stuff. And yes, you can go back and look at this in our private Facebook team Limitless group.
Okay, and then 2 other quick questions. I know, I think I know 2 other agents, and only one is not with EXP. To build a residual income was a big part of why I joined. Actually, primarily it was you and Lynn, but secondary to that was the ability to generate an income irrespective of whether or not I'm getting deals regularly. I saw the potential there. Are you guys still using, is it Ideal Estate? Is that what I'm thinking of? It's the social media platform for reaching out to and connecting with and building relationships with other agents. Question 1. And then question 2, would it be, I guess, acceptable to post an offer in the group for a prospecting accountability group that that I would like to put together, because everybody that I reach out to, they're in other time zones and it just doesn't work, and it would seem to make sense that maybe I could connect with people here in Salt Lake for that. That's all.
Absolutely. You can make a post in our group and see if anybody's interested in there, but make connections with other realtors, other brokerages as well. You know, there's people in your same situation. So use Wasatch Front Agents, use Connect Utah, use some of the Facebook groups that are public that you can join to put that question out there too. So absolutely. And then the Ideal Estate, I haven't been using it as much. I know the owner and creator of Ideal Estate. He reached out to me about a week ago and he wants to reconnect and show me some of the new stuff they're working on. In fact, when I was on the phone with him, he says, I'm meeting with Jason Guessing and the whole crew of leadership at EXP in about an hour. So I'm gonna have to jump off because he has also teamed up with KV Core. There's an Ideal Estate platform within KV Core. For those of you that don't know, Ideal Estate is a nationwide,
It's kind of
probably
like,
even global.
Yeah,
it's kind of like LinkedIn. but
it
for-
is. Yeah.
It's specifically for agent to agent referral network. I have
Because I
probably.
know you got a huge network there. I know that.
Yeah, but like anything else, you have to work those relations, right? And so when I first started, I built my network up to 81,000 agents across the country. And I can't remember how many of those were first tier, like personal connections. But again, it's another platform that you're reliant on somebody else logging into and using. So my engagement was peak. I was spending a little bit every day just nurturing that. And so I was using it as intended, but without the other agents doing the same, right? So you could go weeks without a response, even if you got one. But the reason Brody reached out to me is because things have changed. They've got some new things that they've implemented. So maybe I'll have an update for you later on that. But
So if your question is, are any of those people that he talked to in Ideal Estate on our level one? No.
no,
That wasn't actually specifically my question, but Lynn, that was brilliant because I think you just kind of laser beam focused in on what I didn't even realize I was driving at. But it still seems like I mean, it's a useful tool. I guess you just have to be using it, right? There's not any reason why it can't work, I guess is what I'm saying.
yeah, look at it like this. It's like your SOI in your business. If you have an SOI, that's where you should be spending your attention first and foremost, not out there
No,
trying to
everybody's sick of me.
right? They're all sick of it. Okay, so maybe get some new SOI, but my point is, same thing with agents. Everybody that's joined my team is a personal relationship somehow, right? I'm not out there trying to meet agents I don't know, just to tell them about EXP. I am out there trying to meet agents I don't know, to socialize with them, to network with them, to invite them to events, to invite them to trainings, to offer them some value so that I can get to know them. And then that relationship will evolve over time. That's my play. You guys can do it however you'd like. I like these events because we probably had 10 people there or more that weren't with EXP that came and hung out with us. I mean, I didn't even eat dinner. Did you guys get to eat? You probably ate, right? I mean, there's a lot of good food there, but I was literally, Jeff, I need to have you talk to so-and-so.
I
Come
think
over
at
here.
least 50% of the people that were there were not on our team. I mean, probably more, right? Because a lot of our team members didn't show up. They didn't use this opportunity like some of us did. Like some of us had, like Jeff said, we had over 10 people there, and some of our team members had a lot of people there, and it was a blast. And people had a good time. They really did.
So Tara, Nate, you guys in different markets, I mean, reach out to me and let's brainstorm on how you can do something like that in your markets, in your areas. It just takes one other person to do it with, really, and then invite a few people. It can start small, but people need that interaction, especially after last year. People need that socialization, getting out. I mean, it was a fun event. We had an outdoor rooftop terrace reserve and the golf bays. Some people golfed, a lot of people didn't. Buffet, and you know what? I got 80–90% of it paid for by sponsors. And they're all gonna get business from that. So anyway, let's move on. We could talk about that for a long time. I wanted to add this in here because in going through EXP trainings, I wanted to pick out a couple this week that caught my attention that I want to put on my calendar and just share that with you, just as a reminder that there's 60, 70, 80 hours, whatever, a week of training in the EXP world. And you guys go through the same list, right? Eric, what's the URL? EXP Cloud?
It is expcloud.com.
EXPcloud.com. Maybe Sydney or somebody could put that in the
Did you
chat.
record them, you know?
A lot of them are. They have an EXP University library where a lot of them are recorded. I don't know if they record every single one, but a lot of them are. So you can go back and look at archives for sure.
There's lots of them.
So the icon series, okay, these are icons. It was mentioned that Lynn's gonna hit icon again. Again, that's somebody that caps and then does 20 more deals after they cap. They're an icon agent. They're a high producer, right? A lot of them teach classes in EXP world. And so they actually have an icon series. That's where this one goes from. A lot of you, DL, I'm gonna point at you. And sorry, I see some hands held up. I'll get to you in a second. But working a job that you don't really wanna have for too much longer, right? So this class is going from a dual career to a full-time agent. That might be a good one for you guys that are working another job to see, okay, what really is entailed in making that transition to do real estate full-time. Okay, and again, these slides will be in there, expcloud.com. You can go look at the whole schedule. I just wanted to make a few recommendations and I have a couple more.
So does that mean if someone doesn't have their EXP World passport yet, they can go watch it online? Like I'm thinking of.
You can send anybody you want a guest pass.
Okay.
So they can go in, they can, I think it's good for 2 weeks. You can ask the staff in there. It's in the onboarding department, I think. What do they call it now? Transitions, to extend it even. If you've got somebody maybe taking the classes and they know they want to come and join your team eventually, but we want them to plug in now, right? We want them to start coming to the trainings, start coming to these team meetings, get them plugged in now. They don't have to be a licensed agent to start showing them the advantages of this is where they want to land. So I don't know if the trainings are a link, you can just share it to them and they can watch it, the video of a training that's recorded, but the live ones, these are in EXP World. And so I guess pass would work for that.
I've tried that before you, if you ever read the workplace group.
Well, I could just share my screen.
It's in workplace.
Let's share your
Yeah.
screen. Just give it just pass.
It doesn't-
What I found is pick a class that's really good for that person and send them information on that class and the guest pass.
Okay.
So they're actually going to that one class instead of like, wow, there's 100 classes, so I don't even know what to.
Or invite them to attend a class with you.
And go with it, yeah.
Meet them in the welcome area and
Yeah.
walk your little avatars over to the auditorium. Who's on the iPhone has their hand raised? And then I'll come back to you, Tila.
Oh, sorry, that's me, Ashley.
Oh, hey,
So I just wanted to make a quick comment on what DL was saying, because I am reading the book Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall right now. And it talks a lot about building relationships with people, and it's more applicable, or it's specifically talking about building relationships with like your SOI, but that also directly applies to building relationships with other agents within this business. So I just wanted to kind of share that book, Ninja Selling with Larry Kendall. So if anyone is kind of struggling with like how to reach out to people or where to start, I mean, it has some really amazing, just like step-by-step processes in there.
awesome, thanks, Ashley. It's on Audible as well. In fact, one of the things I'm looking into right now, I can't remember what they call them. They have an immersive event that's like 3 or 4 days. And they have trainers, kind of like a Tony Robbins event, but it's just.
It's called an installation.
Say that again?
Yeah, I'm actually, I think I turned you on to the book, Jeff. It's called a Ninja Installation. And it is an amazing book. I listen to it all the time. In fact, the 2 future deals that I have in the pipeline pretty much came out of that approach of working with your SOI. There's another book. I think Ninja Selling is an amazing introduction into the idea. Jeff, there's another book that goes into more practical step-by-step. I'll shoot you a link over to that. It's on Audible too. It's called SOI by Eisenhower. I think Brian Eisenhower or something, but yeah, phenomenal book for sure.
Cool. Why don't you post that book in our team Facebook group so everybody can kind of check that out?
I will do so.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, another one. I think this is a class you've been to, digital marketing. Is this the right class that I'm thinking of?
I think it is. Where's the teacher's name? Aaron Foster?
Aaron Foster, yeah.
Yeah.
There, we actually have a recording that Eric made for us when he attended this class. It's one of your favorite classes. You've talked about that. Yeah, I haven't even gone to it, but you're like, it's amazing. You recorded it, you went to it again. It's in our archives. But this is one, when I saw it, it's like, oh my gosh, Because I like live too. I like, because it's, I honor my appointment more than watching a video for an hour. I never watch it start to finish. I get interrupted somewhere.
This is awesome.
Okay.
Just
I signed up for this.
Cool.
Just
Just
to
as,
give you a teaser,
awesome.
sorry. He said, you drop me off in any city in the United States where I know nobody, I would be an icon that year based on this system. And it's all SOI, no advertisement, and it's really inexpensive. He did 163 transactions last year in Florida.
Awesome. And why does he call it digital marketing? Is because it's all
It's
online,
It's almost all
social media.
online. Mhm. Yeah.
Well, there's a description right here,
Yeah.
but yeah, Eric, I remember when he watched it, he's like, he loved that one. So I'll highly recommend this one, okay? That one's on Wednesday. On Thursday, we all want to get better at social media, right? Our training on Wednesday is Facebook. We'll probably have some good engagement on that because we're on it anyway. It's a platform we already use. Learning a new platform is a little bit clunky, right? But just learning how to use something you're already on makes a lot of sense. Social media is how we communicate these days. So I really liked this class on social media for Thursday. And then there's a couple for Friday. Every Friday they have leadership meeting. I try and hit them all. I don't always because things come up, but this is just literally the leadership. It only lasts a half an hour, but they're just talking about what EXP is doing, what's going on. Sometimes they have international updates in there. They're talking about corporate structure. They're talking about acquisitions of new companies. They're talking about the upcoming events. Short little summary version. It's called a leadership meeting where they just, update you on what EXP as a company is doing. And then for those interested in attraction, they have an attraction series. So this would be almost right after that on Friday in EXP World. They usually have a top attractor from across the country that has built a handsome organization talking about their method and how they did it. And everybody's different, right? I'm choosing events and I'm choosing just like networking and building relationships, and I'm choosing a slow play because my relationships are deeper that way instead of hitting the numbers and talking to all these people I didn't know and say he didn't buy it. Because some of these people that you can talk to aren't going to join EXP today, but they'll join next year or they'll join in 2 years. And so if you haven't established a relationship or a way to keep in contact with them, continue to invite them weekly to trainings, for instance, and stay in their world. It's like your SOI. If you're not top of mind when they decide they're going to sell, they're going with whoever is in front of them. And it might be somebody they just met. It's like, oh, well, and now that person's starting a brand new relationship and conversation. Well, yeah, I have been thinking of selling. And that new agent says, well, let me do a market analysis for you. And they put their foot in the door and they forgot all about you. So just like your SOI and your business and the referrals that you want to have coming in because they think of you when they think of real estate, same thing with agents. You gotta have a process to just stay on their mind and let them know that you're offering them value. I never ask for anything in return unless they offer it. Matt Atkinson's gonna do another training for us. And I only bring him up because he asked us to do a presentation at his Real Estate Investors Association. So we did.
Like Intercat Matt.
He's a quirky dude, but he's a good instructor.
Yes.
I like him for that. Yeah. So he came and did one of our trainings for us, a weekly trainings, and it was a while ago. So I thought, it's kind of time to reintroduce that. So the first time he had asked us to tell our story at his Investors Association, and then he said, "Is there anything I can do for you?" So like reciprocal, right? We offered him some value. He wanted to give some back, so he did that first training. This time, I just reached out to him and said, it's been a while. I got great feedback. I mean, we had probably 40 people in here and at least that many on Zoom for his class. It's a great invite. It's a great invite publicly to other investors and realtors that that they all think about real estate investing. And my conversation with him is kind of tying that together because I think real estate investors are better realtors. They prospect different. Their mindset's different. They think of solving problems, not just getting a listing and doing a deal and closing that client. They're investigative. They ask more questions. They find out what their pain points are. They find out why they're selling. They just are better at inquiring and serving the needs of that person. And I know investors do way more deals than realtors on that end, because their approach is different. So I think there's a good blend that realtors should learn from investors. If not become an investor yourself, but learn from investors and their techniques. They target market different. They have different niches that a lot of realtors don't think of. People that are struggling and real estate's involved. So anyway, it's gonna be great, and we're talking about his topic, and I can't remember if he's landed on one or not, but that'll be a good one. Okay, I'm gonna rip through the events again. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought. Just to remind you, I want you to know what's coming up. So I'm gonna be bringing up the upcoming events so they're on your mind. So it's like, I know we got something in November. I know we got something coming up in January. And as we prepare marketing materials and we're putting it out there, we have the event page for people that they can go and learn about it and sign up. Just like you guys did great on this Top Golf event and had people there because you took advantage of that. It's like, I mean, who doesn't want to invite their friends to a free event, a buffet, and Eric's friends live? We had a live band. There were Eric's friends that played at his wedding, and you know, it was just a great atmosphere, a lot of socializing, and the agents that came was like, I can't believe you're doing this. I mean, did your guys, were they kind of surprised? It's like, what's this?
It's Ashley's people. I don't want to take it.
Okay, all right, Ashley, then.
No, they were good. They loved it. So, yeah.
Well, and Chase had all kinds of age groups there too. He had several people there. He had a friend's dad that is an agent. I mean, would you normally think to reach out to, you know, people that are your friend's parents, right?
Right.
And then he had Natalia, who I think is probably coming over. She hung out with you for quite a while there.
Mhm.
And then another agent that's at KW. So he did really great on inviting too.
Eric told me a half a dozen times before the event, he's like, it's such an easy invite.
Yeah.
Just Colin, what are you doing next Thursday?
Right.
You want to come hang out at Top Golf? We're gonna have lots of food. It doesn't cost anything.
Do you play golf or eat?
But even if you don't play golf, yeah, it's not really like a.
But a lot of people you probably noticed didn't play golf, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad
We
that I
didn't,
didn't.
and at the end, we were like, shoot, it's already 8, like.
Yeah,
that went way
what?
too
At the end of the event, Eric asked one of the employees to go get him a ball. He goes, I gotta hit one ball before I leave. But here's the cool thing about this event is, and at least in my mind, we're doing some of these for the first time and learning, and then we'll get better at it, because there will be a second Top Golf event. And I kind of learned some things about promoting and putting this one together, but now we'll have some teasers, right? I had a videographer there, and he's gonna put together a kind of a highlight reel of I said, just show how much fun everybody's having. You know, give me a 3-minute clip or whatever, how much fun. But on this slide, I actually have something Sydney put together on her social media. So guys, these events, you've got the invite, you've got the reminder, you've got then, oh, here's the event that happened. So even those that didn't come, it's like, you got another touch, another reach out. Sorry you couldn't make it. It was a lot of fun. You want me to put you on a list to invite you to future events that we do. And you can still keep that connection. Okay, and if they did come, you call them and you thank them for showing up and supporting you. And everybody that was coming upstairs was bringing in food. I don't know if Dave wanted to do something and have everybody guess how much food we donated. Is he gonna do that still?
I don't know, he kind of,
Do I let the cat out of the bag or wait for? Oh, I'd stopped my share. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's go back.
Down at the bottom, like if you scroll, there's a little play button.
Yeah.
Right there.
And I go to click on it and it disappears.
maybe it's spacebar. Usually,
Look, it's like it wants to.
Such a tease. This is just an Instagram little thing that Sydney put together. It was kind of cool. Play down there.
I saw it, it was good.
Well, the music was good.
That's not the whole thing.
There's food.
It's just pause.
I think that is the end. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Isn't a post like that a great little tease to those people that didn't come that you invited? And they're like, oh, I got this thing with my sister. Or whatever. A lot of excuses and things, but make them jealous. They didn't come. You know, you get pictures of that. Share some of the stuff that others in the group that did participate. Share. Whoops. Oh, now it's gonna just keep playing forever. Okay, so next, you guys have heard that EXP, they didn't do one last year, but they have an annual like charity day for the whole company, EXP. It's I Heart EXP Day or Community Day. Kristen has put something out. This was just the slide to say the date that I posted in Facebook. She's put something out. So every broker, every little state or whatever kind of does their own thing. What she's put together, and here's some stuff that Sydney has put together for us already. Reachouttoday.org has programs to feed kids that don't have enough food. Again, it's kind of like the theme we were just on, but Kristen had decided to do this. And it's actually a good extension of what we just did with the Utah Food Bank, but we're going to put together snack packs for kids. Some of them, when they go home from school or whatever, there's no food for them. So this is something that they put in their backpacks and they send snack packs for kids.
Did you say what time they're doing, whatever they're doing?
I'll get to it. This is just a day. It's just a statewide day. Kristen's out of town. Kristen's on vacation. So she didn't really say, okay, this is what we're all doing as a team. She kind of put it on us and said, you guys as a team work it out together. You know, for us, Team Limitless, you know, the other groups can do and organize it however we want. She put out the snack pack list of the items, the 3 or 4 of these items in a Ziploc bag are what they're looking for. So, oh, do you want to
Wait, will you go
back?
back?
Chase, can you minimize that?
So we can make them and bring them.
So this, I got a proposal for you guys. I
Okay.
want some feedback on there, how we can work together as a team. And again, more shareables, more talking to our community. I want people to see what you guys are doing. Because you're not gonna do it if you don't like helping people or you're just too busy. But if you're charitable and you like, here's a platform to help somebody out, you're going to connect with the people in your SOI or your Facebook friends or whatever that are like you. Not everybody, I mean, we all scroll and we see things, it's like, oh, that's so awesome. I should do something like that. And then we keep scrolling, right? So not everybody's gonna do it. I want you guys to use it so you'll be getting comments later on. It's like, wow, you guys really got a lot going on. I love the stuff you're doing. And I know you'll get that because we're getting those kind of comments. I love what you guys are putting out there. And that creates relationships and bonds with the people that are like you, right? So let me see if there's another slide. Okay, Sydney put this together because I love what she did. I didn't even work on this with her, but think big, do big. The reason this says 1,000 snack packs is that I was, sorry, Kristen, if you watch this, I was a little disappointed in her goal that she set for the entire state. We have over 400 agents in Utah in EXP, and she set a goal to create 300 snack packs. That's not even one per person. And I'm like, that should have been 1,000 at least. And so I said, F it. Our team can do 1,000. We'll do 1,000. So I've actually spent the time and gone on Amazon and priced all of that stuff. And there's 5 items, not including the Ziploc, that can go in that pack. They recommend putting 3 or 4 in there. Adding up all 5 items, if they all went in there, is just about $2 per pack. So it'd be less than that, right? So here's my thought. You guys chime in, give me some input, but I also did some looking into GoFundMe. I know there's other platforms. I'm not stuck on this, but they have a team GoFundMe that we can use as a team. I thought it would be great to use this as a post this week, like from now till Friday, because the day that we're going to assemble is next week, right? So this week, by making posts, doing stuff like this on your Instagram, help us feed some kids. You know, will you help me provide snacks for kids that don't have enough food? Whatever that tag is, asking for help is not a bad thing for a good cause, right? And so that would be the post, that would be the ask is, will you help me feed hungry kids? And then a little blurb or infographic or something, this is what we're doing. Our team is committed to put together 1,000 snack packs for kids that don't have enough food to eat. We're taking donations by Friday. So in just flushing this out of my head, I thought we could do a team GoFundMe page where everybody could share the same link. So if you know how it tracks your goal or whatnot, like I would make an original post and say, please help me. I'm going to put in the first $50 or I'm going to put in the first $100 or whatever. And I would start, that would be my post. I'm going to do it too. I'm not asking you to do something I'm not going to do, right? And then if each of us just get a few people to participate with us, then we can order all of this stuff. You know, go to make a Costco run or order it all on Amazon. And I thought it'd be great to use this table and that table and set up like an assembly line. Somebody's got the bags, pass it down, granola bar, fruit pack, somebody zips it up, throws it in a bin. We could just assembly line, put these things together really, really quick.
Jeff, so do we want money or do we want the bags?
We want the money to buy the bags and the stuff. I'm not asking our friends and family and stuff to go out and donate like the food bank, like the actual food. I would want them to make a donation so that we have the funds to produce 1,000 packs.
So I feel like I might have missed this when I was writing this down. Did you say you already had a GoFundMe thing done?
I don't have it done
Okay.
yet. That's just one of the platforms I was looking into this weekend that we could use. I've never used any of these platforms. And so if y'all know of something that's better than GoFundMe that doesn't, because they charge a percentage for hosting and collecting the funds, right? They keep a little bit of that. So 100% of the donations aren't going to be available to us because I think we have to pay for their service.
What about Venmo?
Venmo could work too. I would want to, well, you could have everybody do their own Venmo page, but I think it's a little bit more encouraging when somebody goes to a site and sees the trend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it shows a progress bar to your goal.
True.
But they can also on GoFundMe, the person donating can pay the fee. So then.
Right, they have an
If they're
option.
like, oh, I want to donate $100.
I've donated a lot on GoFundMe before, but I've never used it as the ask.
I've got a buddy that you could talk to, he had cancer. And
But I'm gonna work on this today, so we'll have something. But do you like that idea? Do you think that would be a good? I think it's just the next thing to, let's clip on. Let's play off the last event and then say, this is what we're doing next. Because in November, we're doing something else, right? We're doing a Toys for Tot drive with our mom's expert panel. So it's a boom, 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 boom. And I think it'll be just great for you. DL, do you have something to add on that? See your hands up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why is that still up? No,
No worries.
that shouldn't be up. No, I didn't have anything, but fantastic idea. I'm gonna be, it's weird that you even bring this up because I was planning on getting online to see if there's another charity run before the weather goes bad. So I'm all for these kinds of things. You know, it puts it's promotion and it's a good cause, and yeah, it's just all good. I'm all on board with it.
Awesome. Yeah,
I
take
have a
that
question.
Facebook ad spend and spend it on some snacks for kids.
Is there a company that actually sends it out, or do you like choose schools, just in case someone asks? Like,
Yes.
is there like a?
It's reachouttoday.org is.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll make another graphic and refer back to our Facebook group, guys, but you can go to this site. They have different programs and different ways to help. They do clothing, they do a lot of different things, and a lot of it's geared around youth. But the one that Kristen has picked for our group that we'll play on her promotion of this is the snack packs for children, which I really like. So reachouttoday.org. I know in her email, she wrote it out and she didn't put the 2 T's. The Reach Out Today only had one of the T's. So put that in right, or take a screenshot of this and you can check out that website. But that's where all of it will be going.
Okay.
EXPCon's coming up in Las Vegas in November. Get your tickets for that if you can.
You're going,
Yep, Dave and I are going. It's all
You're going.
booked.
you're going. You guys going?
Yeah, I signed up like a month or two.
Yay.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Kim going.
You
How
what?
feeling?
What's that
I
kind of
never
thing?
signed up.
About tomorrow.
It's not sold out. Okay, then in November, we're going to be doing another expert panel. We're going to do moms who real estate this time, moms that are juggling young kids and crushing it in real estate. Originally, I was gonna do a coat drive with this one, like we did the Utah Food Bank food drive with Topgolf. In trying to find a charity for a future event, I came across Toys for Tots. And it's like, well, why aren't we doing that one with the kids? Right? So Toys for Tots, right before Christmas, I think that'll be an awesome one. Again, we're gonna play around with some ideas. We can make it their admission to come to the panel, or we can just ask them to donate. Just kind of take some ideas from what we've done in the past. I liked having the food as their admission to that event, because a lot of people showed up with a bag of food. Several people stopped by the office. You guys all utilized that. I know you guys did. And so did Kim, did a great job of your neighbors, and Chase did too. So did Sydney. You know, several of you use that as an advantage to meet your neighbors and create relationships and show them that you're out there doing some good. You're not just concerned about buying and selling houses, you help people as well. So these events are great for that. December, we're not gonna do anything because of the holidays. January, the event that we've kind of picked, we're gonna make this like a client, friends and family event, kind of like an SOI event. I stole the concept from when I was with Keller Williams. They do a death by chocolate. And I wanted to do something like that in the winter, you know, sugar sweets and stuff like that. Even though I don't have a sweet tooth, the event itself was fun. You know, they had like a cash bar and people would have wine and chocolate and everything. But I made a post, if some of you saw it, on one of our local Facebook groups. I got over 200 comments right away from my post asking for people to refer their go-to business other than Crumble, because I knew everybody would have just said Crumble. So I said, other than Crumble, who's your go-to business when you want to give a client or a friend a Sugar Rush treat? You know, you want to give a gift as a Sugar Rush treat. So I kind of put that out there, and I got all kinds of local businesses that we can now contact and ask them to come and promote themselves at our event, bring samples. Any of you that know people that aren't suggested to us from this Facebook post, that's given me a great baseline to start contacting people and say, hey, we want to help you promote your business. Would you be interested in attending an event like this and bring samples, your cards, your brochures, and promote yourself or our product? We got a team of agents that's all going to invite their friends and family to come through. And I think we can do this as a team, because when I did 400 or 500 SOI invites to Death by Chocolate, I'd get like 10, 15 people to show up. Right. And they're not going to show up the whole time. So I don't even know where it's going to be held yet. I don't have the event center picked out, but I got to get some preliminary things going to see what we think the numbers are going to be like. So I don't really need a sponsor for the treats, right? That would be the companies that are participating. Just promote yourself however you would like to. And then we'll get some sponsors involved to help with the venue and whatever else we need. But I wanted to also add an event, a charity event with this one too. So I bumped the coat drive since we're still going to be in winter. I liked that idea. There's a lot of people that need hats and gloves and scarves and coats and blankets. One of you, who made a comment? Was it one of you that made a comment about? Oh no, it was Jessica. Yours was about
Make Wish.
Yeah.
Make a wish. Yes, and I love that
I was
idea.
looking at a star. I'm like,
I love that idea.
right.
I'm going way over. We'll talk about that later because I did some looking into that too, and I am excited about that. We can. I think we can hit a certain goal to where we can actually participate in the wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just like, hey, we donated to this.
Yeah.
We can be part of it. And I was like excited when I saw that.
Well, I love this Sugar Rush one because it's going to help small businesses on
Yeah.
top of the coat, blanket, whatever drive it is we're doing. But right now, small businesses are just.
I prefer
really
this be the
struggling.
smaller businesses, not the chains.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a couple
To help them, right? And a lot of people on that Facebook post, go to Wasatch Front Agents and just search Sugar Rush or search my name, or you see that post and look in there. I haven't even had time to engage with them yet. I mean, if you know somebody on there that's made a comment, or you know the company or whatever, start engaging with those people and make those relationships. It doesn't have to be just me that invites them to come. Use that as a touch.
We don't have a date yet though for that.
Yeah, I don't have the exact date, but it's going to be in January. But I will soon. Let's see.
I would think, I'm trying to think of like when people would be most apt to be able to come because they are a business. So I don't know if the weekday or weekend.
We'll pick the date later. I'm way over on this. I want to do these panels quarterly. We really got some great feedback and engagement and met some great agents when we did the couples in real estate panel. So we're doing the moms in real estate panel. These expert panels can become a quarterly thing, okay? So for the next 2 after these, because there were so many people that I know that we can go back to. In fact, one of the guys that came to Top Golf was asking me at Top Golf if him and his wife could be on our next panel. And I didn't even know him before, okay? So I want to do more couples in real estate in February, okay? This is just kind of like one of the images that we had from our previous panel. The Berdiners are standing there next to Eric and Michelle. They were actually at Top Golf. I didn't know them before, and they couldn't even come to the panel because he got COVID. So that was another learning experience for me too. I need alternates. Okay, and purposely what we did is I didn't want to make this appear, even if it was a judgmental mindset of somebody, that this was an EXP promotional event. So because Eric and I were like the brainchild of actually doing this, we were with EXP, so we purposely picked 2 couples that weren't with EXP. The Berdiners were with KW, and the Cannons, he's a veteran in this area. A lot of people know him. He was a big Remax guy. Now he owns Cannon and Company. He's an independent brokerage. But it was very intentional not to, oh, this is an EXP thing, right? And most of the people that came weren't with EXP. In March, this one's sold out, unfortunately, but this is what kind of like the event that we just went to in Dallas, the build event, the agent attraction, building your teams. Even though this is sold out, I put this in here because you can watch brentgo.com or that cabo22.com. Almost every event Brent has put on shows it's sold out at some point, and then miraculously they get some more tickets or they get some more
Or
room
people want to
blocks.
sell their tickets
Oh.
too, because they can't go.
Some on Workplace, some people are selling them, but sometimes they open up another room block or whatever. But we've been to some of these Mexico events, and hanging out with the top producing agents in EXP in this type of venue is a lot of fun. Okay, the shareholder summit's usually in April. Don't have a slide on that one. I don't even know the date, but that's what month they usually do it. And then that would bring us back to our next quarterly panel in May from this slide, where we'll do a second moms one. And then from here, it doesn't necessarily have to be just moms and couples. It just gives us a really great niche to focus on and talk to those people that you can connect with, because you already know, something that it might be a struggle or something they might want to learn more about. So, I mean, there's investor panels. There's so many different things we could do. If these continue to be as popular as the first one was, then these quarterly panels might flip-flop, couples and moms, couples and moms, couples and moms. And if we want to do other ones, I like the panel discussion. It's great engagement. It's an easy thing to invite to. And a lot of people came up to us afterwards like, this is like the best event I've ever been to at the board.
Yeah.
Because normally it's instruction and you're listening to somebody, you're getting your CE credits or whatever.
Well, if you guys were
It's
to
a lot
pick
of
an
fun.
expert panel, what would you want to go to?
I love the idea of moms, yeah.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
good.
I'm trying to think of like
You
a
feel?
past one I've been to, but I think that's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
I like the moms. I also really like the one you guys did in the investors one in like is it Murray, I think?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
That,
was
like,
kind of
slick.
wondering if that would be another one,
Yeah.
because we had.
Yeah, we did it at the Entrepreneur Center.
Yeah.
I really liked that one too,
Mhm.
because you had agents that also wanted or are investing.
Yeah.
And so
like
you
that.
had 4 agents up there, and they were all so different.
Yeah,
It was fun.
that was cool.
Yep.
I like that.
So you have more comments there too.
All in the chat. Thanks, Kim. 100 kids, is there a link we can send possible future sponsors? Yes, there is, DL. I'll repost it in the Facebook group, the link for the sponsors event. I don't know, Sydney, are you still on? Can you post that in the chat?
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, so we have a link specifically for in fact, Sydney, we need to redo the sponsor video because it still says Tuesdays at noon and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. All of the text got changed to Wednesdays, but our video saying, hey, you got 2 opportunities to sponsor, one on Tuesday. Okay. Remind me to redo that video. There's just a little video introduction on each page on, shows them the office where they'll be meeting our agents and stuff. Maybe post both those in there. And also weareteamlimitless.com is going to have that up in the main navigation bar.
So October 6th is a Wednesday, so it's when we normally have our lunch and learn and everything.
Mhm.
So are you thinking to do that before that or after that?
I was gonna get some input from everybody. I thought we'd just do it right after the training,
So no,
have the training and then just do that right after, assemble those.
to no, don't have an EXP overview.
Or we could do it after the overview.
Okay.
I don't have 100% of the details fleshed out. Give me a minute.
Just curious.
Maybe we'll even do it on the
Yes,
5th.
and yes.
We'll even do it on the 5th, you know, you can do it a day early, whatever, but all I wanna do is document. I wanna get some video clips of us stuff in the snack packs and take some pictures and be able to share people. Look what we did for these kids, because I like shares like that because it's not like, look what I did, but it encourages people to then give. It's like, I need to do something like that. I want to get involved with something like that. Yeah, and you're not even talking about real estate. So it's encouraging others to give when you're giving, not like trying to point the finger at you and there's no ego about it.
That's the feedback I feel like that we got a lot with even just the food drive. Like, this is so cool that you guys are doing this. Like, because it's not like we were like, hey, buy a house from us just because you're donating. It was like very just about a food drive.
Right.
So I think people really
You
like
guys did
that.
awesome.
Yeah,
with
you
that
did
too.
great, and you documented it. Like Kim, I was talking to Kim afterwards. She didn't go knock on the doors and talk to her neighbors. She just dropped it off, right? So that, again, you did it this time. Next time, getting the feedback from Sydney and from Chase and those that met some new neighbors and just said, oh, and Sydney was a real easy. She's like, hey, I just lived 3 doors down. They're like, oh, really? And they hadn't met, right? And so she started some relationships, and everybody that donated, she got their address written down. She's gonna hand deliver a thank you card after, so it's just like this reoccurring.
So I'm just gonna thank you card the whole neighborhood and then put them into a choice for tots in November.
I love it. I
So
love it.
that way,
Perfect.
if they donated or not, I act like they did.
Well,
That's
and
cool.
what I want to say is that you went out and did it, even though you were feeling like crap. You
Yeah.
had no
Mhm.
energy,
Yeah.
you felt terrible.
I
and
had
you
no
still went
idea
out
I
and did
was
it.
anemic at that point. I just was feeling crappy.
Well, and
But
you're
you
still-
did it anyway.
And you're
is the
still
point.
here and you feel crappy.
And you will get mileage out of that. I tell Lynn all the time, these things I'm doing right now and trying to bring this team together, I know I'm not gonna really see the true benefit from till next year. But next year's coming. We
Yeah.
better have done something this year that we're gonna benefit from, right? And so it excites me to get in the trenches and to do the first one, because I know there will be a second one and it's gonna be better. Tell me, everybody that didn't come to Top Golf, aren't they gonna wanna come to the next one?
Yeah.
Everybody that was there is gonna
Yeah.
wanna now bring a friend. Everybody, one of us that got some people there, wish we had got more. Those that didn't even invite, wish they would have.
Yep.
Jordan, I don't think you're on here, but Jordan on our team, he came to the event and he waited till that day to go ask some of his neighbors and he collected a bunch of food. He's
Wow.
like, I should have done this 3 or 4 days ago. And I'm like, dude, we've been tomorrow for a month. But he got so excited. He's like, I had a whole bunch of my neighbors give me food. I should have done this a long time ago. And he made those connections and this and that. And so it's just like, next time, right? You think next time I'm gonna kill it. Next time I'm gonna do, in fact, we'll tell you how much food now we have a benchmark, right? How many pounds? We have to weigh all the food. Can we double it next year? Can we reserve the whole top floor instead of just half of it?
It's so funny because every event Jeff and I have ever gone to is when we leave, we're like, next time we're going to do this. Next time we're gonna network more. Next time we're going to talk more to people, because you learn from these things and then hopefully just get better and better. And that's how we grow and change, because we don't want to be the same person year after year after year, right? We want to keep getting better.
I think it'd be cool to do this in fall and spring. Like there's just-
I totally have thought about that. This one was a nice fall event. The weather was perfect. Do it in the spring.
Yeah, the weather's perfect, and if we have sponsors that can help out to that percentage, we can. pull it off.
I think we'll talk. I think we'll probably end up.
Well,
Hey
all-
guys, thanks
all
for
those
staying
guys
on
need
this
to do
long.
is get
I'm sorry
one
it's going
deal,
so much over.
And it pays them back for what they did.
Okay, last June, we did a family lake day. Wasn't that fun? You
Yeah,
know, we barbecued. Dave has a rental business. He brought a bunch of kayaks and we had floaties and it was a lot of fun. We brought,
Really
you know,
good food.
what's that game we played? Crossnet. It's
Played
kind of like
Crossnet
Foursquare and
and-
volleyball.
Broke Michelle's
Yeah, have you ever seen
finger.
that? No, it's pretty cool. We had a long line of people playing that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Michelle dislocated her pinky and she was like still proud of herself, being so aggressive. But we'll do stuff like that again, the learning from the first one, how we want to do it better and bigger the next time, and just a lot more fun. So that was just one of the pictures from our team late day. We have a little highlight video from that as well. Trayson had his drone there, so we kind of all waved at the drone. And then we had some shareables, right? We had some stuff to post and talk about what we did as a team. And Lynn and I get comments all the time. It's like, man, it looks like you guys are having a lot of fun. It's like, well, it's because we are, but we're starting posting about it, right? Now we have stuff to talk about. So I mentioned this one last time too. In July, we're gonna have our first pool party because that's going in my backyard. So we're gonna have a pool party next year. Okay, and then we'll be on to our next expert panel. You can see I've got question marks by some of the charities on here. These events, I'm just sold on the concept of combining with a charity event. So I love the Make-A-Wish thing. That could probably be something, not even one of these, a whole standalone type of a thing to just really promote that. I just love that idea. I've always loved what they do. And then to see that we can actually possibly participate in that wish got me even more excited. So
because most kids just want like a wedding or prom or something. It's so easy to throw something like that together.
Right.
So
That way you can actually see what you've done,
Yeah.
like on these others, like the food drive, you can't see.
Yeah. What do pages do? You know?
they did like a princess theme, like prom. Like she got to meet princesses or something, but they made it like a prom thing. They danced like the dad was the prince or whatever. So I think they did it at like Tuscany, somewhere super nice. So it was like special.
well, and that makes me think of some other things that I've not participated in the past, like Sub for Santa, helping people have, Rob Adams does a killer Thanksgiving Heroes event that has just grown. Search Rob Adams on Facebook or Thanksgiving Heroes. He gets hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people participating. They have a warehouse full of turkeys and they provide all these turkey dinners. I don't know how many years he's been doing it, but it's turned into this massive thing. But like there's a lot of people come Christmas time that don't really have a Christmas. And so anyway.
I know I was gonna say you should change that and say off, but do your own donation.
Yeah.
Do your own stuff for Santa.
Yeah, everybody come up with your own story to
Yep.
share with somebody. But those are just great things. Like the comments you're getting, it's not, you're not doing it selfishly to get those comments, but it does make you feel good because they're noticing that it isn't all about real estate. When I made Top Golf not about EXP, guess what? It became about EXP because people are just like, well, nobody does this. Why are you guys doing this? It's like, we just want to network. And, Mark came from, and he thought he was coming to an SOI event.
Oh, really?
Even though he got personally invited to a social networking event because he wanted to steal some ideas so he could do something like it. So he had total misrepresentation on why he even showed up.
He was coming to a class.
And he thought that everybody on the panel was EXP.
Interesting.
He didn't even know. So again, that's good feedback. I didn't spotlight that more. I wanted to look more diverse, okay?
Well, on the invite page, it showed like all the candidates.
Yeah, it had their logos and everything. I know. But I make a lot of shit in the real estate. In August, they've already announced the dates for the next build event. This is the one we went to in Dallas. So it was awesome, wasn't it?
Yes.
Super good time. We had 12 people on our team down there. Tony Robbins was at that event. It sparked some great masterminds and just kind of relit the fire. They've already announced the dates for the next one in August. So that's kind of like gives you that, I want you to see this view because look, you're already coming up with ideas to supplement into here or to make these events good. And that's what I want. I want you guys, and again, Tara and Nate and you guys in other markets, you don't need to have 10, 12, 20 people on your team before you can do something like this. You can get together with one person. They don't even have to be with EXP and say, I've got an idea. Let's host an event and do something, copy us, come up with other ideas that we can also implement. We'd love to help you because it's kind of like working your SOI in real estate. That's why I share with you the rev share component of it, because it's just relationships. Our real estate business is off SOI and referrals. And it's because of the relationships we have. I want EXP to be that too. And I want them to be true relationships, not like people coming to my office, I don't even know who they are, you know? So we're all kind of getting to know each other through some of this stuff too. That was just a slide from the last one. Sorry, ripping through. You can take a screenshot of this, DL, it's in the last slides that I shared too. I had just written down some things. I love you guys. I love our tribe. I love what we have going here. I love the concept of a better agent experience. It's not just a better agent experience for us, but we create a better agent experience for our clients because we're superior agents. So they have a better agent experience as well. So that whole marriage between Team Limitless and a better agent experience, for me, I've kind of latched on to that concept. This was a thought I shared last week, and I got one more for this week that we'll end with. Sorry, I went so far over. You guys are awesome. You actually stayed on Zoom if you're still really there. You just walked away from your computer. That's super awesome. So ponder on that. And then along the theme of the events we're doing and the intention to create relationships that you may not see any immediate benefit from, never give up on a dream just because it will take of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Next year, we're going to be doing real estate, right? What kind of real estate business are we going to have next year? It's going to be dependent on what we do this year. And until then, and that momentum creates more momentum. And then next year will just be awesome, right? And your efforts compound, right? I mean, Lynn and I worked our butts off our first year in real estate, you know, meeting new people, getting deals, lead generating, niching down on who our avatar was, who we wanted to help. And after about 3-4 years, we haven't done it since. Isn't that awesome? And so that's kind of what I can attest to for you guys too. It's like put in the work, put in the work, put in the work, because it will grow and it will into something really beautiful. So love you guys. I'm going to stop this share right now. Anybody on Zoom have anything to say, comments or anything before I shut off?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Okay, got you guys. Plug into our team Facebook group. Hey, Nate. And we will cut this one off for now. Reach out if there's anything I can do for you.
Do you know when Bill is?